Hey, what's up, my little TisaTells? How y'all doing today? You guys sit down. We have more information on what's going on with Jamie Foxx. And you guys, we have a little bit more information on how this actually might be a stroke. Now, I know a lot of people have been floating rumors around of like, oh, it was this use and he OD'd and all this stuff. Listen, Jamie Foxx has never been problematic, either personally or professionally. I don't believe those rumors at all. And there's literally nothing, even in the gossip streets, to substantiate this, okay? Now, people are saying that he had a stroke, but it was an aneurysm stroke. We're going to actually hear from one of the TisaTells that shares her story that actually explains why all these things are happening. What's the thing that's happening? One, police were called to his hospital room. Is being widely reported because he thinks that people are trying to delete him. On top of this, there was this whole thing that was happening on set. He is under an immense amount of pressure. Okay, he is directing, I believe, his first feature. He has a bunch of movies already in the works that he is starring in this week. This year. On top of that, he even bought his good friend Cameron Diaz out of retirement to star in that movie. But the movie was so stressful, she said she was going back into retirement. What's more, guys, and this is something really big to remember. When his daughter actually asked for everybody's thoughts and prayers, and please, we are holding a prayer circle for Jamie. He is one of the good ones, universally loved. This man didn't deserve this, okay? I know it's just, luck and the grace of God. Everybody has their own journey, but let's pray him back onto the right path, the path of wellness as soon as we can. But you guys forget that when his family actually posted and notified us what was going on, they used really interesting language that a lot of people skipped over. She said, and this was from the Foxx family, "We want to share that my father, Jamie Foxx, experienced a medical complication yesterday. Luckily, due to quick action and great care, he is already on his way to recovery. We know how beloved he is, yes he is, and appreciated your prayers. The family asks for privacy during this time." Okay, so nobody's calling the hotel, calling the hospital, going through HIPAA, but we have to say, right? The interesting word she used is medical complication, and I do think everybody is skipping over that. We knew what happened with Chadwick. We know what happens sometimes where people, whether they are your friends, family, or whether they are celebrities, are suffering from things that they don't feel comfortable telling people, or they think that if the world knows, it's going to make their journey a lot harder or more difficult. Why do they bring this up? Because Jamie Foxx actually might have been suffering from a condition that nobody knew about. The word complication, in medical terms, and even just get into regular English, a complication is a problem or difficulty that makes a situation harder to deal with. A medical complication, okay, that's even more serious. The definition of a medical complication in medicine, a medical problem that occurs during a disease or after a procedure or treatment. The complication may be caused by disease, procedure, stress, Also, a medical complication. A complication in medicine or medical complication is an unfavorable result of a disease, health condition, or treatment. Complications may adversely affect the prognosis or outcome of a disease. Now, you guys, this is deep, and we need to actually think about that. Why did she use the word complication? I don't think this is anything that just suddenly happened to Jamie. He has been struggling with things. Last I want to leave you with is how all of Jamie's behavior reported behavior ties into people thinking he had some type of stroke aneurysm. TisaTell Kimberly Markova, thank you so much for sharing this story with us. People screenshotted it and sent it to me. Thank you so much for outlining. But let's get into this, because what she says has a lot of analogies. She says this: "I wanted to say, while he must be under police protection by his hospital room." She's explaining why she thinks that the police are at his hospital room. She said, "I also had a hemorrhagic stroke, and I was young and fit like Jamie. Now, she said apart from the pain, terror, misery, horrific treatment, and testing, including 7 lumbar punctures, okay? So she had her own battles, and thank goodness that you pulled through. But she said, I also had a hemorrhage stroke during the weeks in a neurology ward. I had hallucinations, of which the most terrifying were auditory. But I had other types of hallucinations, which I was so terrified of, thinking, even now, 7 years on, for some of these hallucinations, that they were reality, that my life was in danger from many people inside and outside the hospital. I was terrified of tangible violence going from being knifed to rampaging terrorists. I'm trying to beat the algorithm. And this was in 2015, summer, Paris. Look up 2015. There was a whole big problem with that in Paris. She said, I was convinced, Kimberly goes on to say, I was convinced the staff were absent at parties on the roof, drunk out of their brains, unable, unwilling, and not competent to take care of me and neighboring patients. I was convinced some guy had come from London. This was a trainee. Indeed, he was from London. But she was convinced that the guy from London was drinking himself into a state of total delirium. Now, mind you, these are all hallucinations that she's having. She's imagining things, but not even that. She's hearing things to confirm the things that she's imagining. Even what she's hearing is made up in her mind, because this is a common symptom of a hemorrhaging stroke. Okay, let's get back to her story. Oh, so the guy from London that she was convinced was drinking himself into a state of total delirium, that he was colluding with the nurses to procure and abuse drugs like Bezos and morphine, that he had SA'd a young member of the staff while in this state and in an empty room next to mine. She said windows with blinds, which he was bending in order to spy on me, that he was spying on me for 96 hours, right? Day and night in the situation, running around the wards, locking himself in vacant rooms, continuing to consume, to be very dangerous. I was terrified out of my mind. Total insomnia she had. Blood pressure was deadly, 24/22. Her usual number is 11/7. She said, I had constant brain MRIs and other horror examinations in the middle of the night. Early hours, I finally got the courage, the ongoing fear was worse, to call the night nurse, explain, beg her to get security, which she did. I could hear the security guys for maybe an hour, searching and checking everything. At what point they thought they were really onto something, so they sat hiding, silent, hoping to trap this lethal drug and alcohol-fueled monster. They laid low, pretending to have left the service. They were talking between 2 and 4 a.m. approximately. Then finally they did leave, not having found this quote-unquote psycho, and I remained in terror and paralysis till daybreak. I was so afraid for my life at this point that I tried to get out the hospital through the second floor windows in vain because they were security locked. Long story short, Kimberly says this hospital saved my life twice. I believe the hospital she cites is Salpêtrière in Paris. She said it was one of the best. But even after being able to return home, I put out there on the net accusing in an accusing way everything I've written here. Why? Because after the stroke, for many years, I truly believe I had really been in mortal danger, and I was angry and afraid for others, future patients. Those hemorrhage stroke hallucinations put the fear of God in me and left it there for many years. Now, I hope Jamie is like me and others with brain bleed stroke, even without a ruptured aneurysm, that he is currently actually in a hallucinatory state and not really truly in danger. What is vital, as it will save his life either way, she puts out in all caps, either way, is that his fear is believed, taken seriously, acted upon, as they seem to be doing, thank God, by putting police with them, making sure Jamie knows he is safe and protected. And I wish him with all my heart a comfortable, tranquil, and full recovery. These hemorrhages can impact the heart and lungs by inflammation. So he may also have had followed by a cardiologist, internal medicine, and fumiology. She wishes Jamie much love, and she says the first huge step back to life is having survived the worst so far. First of all, I want to say, Kimberly Markova, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. It was harrowing. But you guys, this ties into what's going on with Jamie. There's a lot of reports coming out that he swears people are trying to rob him, extort him. And again, they might actually be, okay? But there's a lot of people swearing they might be trying to rob him, extort him, do this, do that. When at the end of the day, what's going on is he actually might have suffered from an aneurysm. They said there was an ongoing medical complication. For instance, right? An aneurysm can be caused by a head injury or even from certain blood infections. It can in fact be a medical complication. Okay. Now, as Kimberly pointed out, it's very, very dangerous. But again, these symptoms of imagining things, hearing things, and seeing reality play out so vividly that she thought there was a drug and depraved lunatic psycho going around spying on her and her assaulting staffers. And she swore even when she got out that it had actually happened. It was only years later, as she completely healed, that she realized this could be the reason why Jamie is not ready to go back to work. Now, you guys, I don't want to start any gossip. This isn't speculation. This is actually coming from a real point of care and concern. I just wanted to push back on all the rumors that it was something illicit, something dark, something tawdry that caused this, when honestly, it might just be someone that suffered some injury, maybe a stunt accident, maybe a car accident, maybe anything that actually caused some brain injury. He is a workaholic. He is under an incredibly amount of stress, and the stress finally got to him. Listen, let me know. I will say that experts say that brain aneurysms do form and grow because blood flowing through the vessel puts pressure on the weak area. They can form very quickly. And the rupture can happen very, very quickly. In any case, we want to keep Jamie in our prayers. Thank you, Kimberly, for sharing your story. Thoughts and prayers up to Jamie Foxx. He is one of the realest, sweetest, nicest, most loving people in Hollywood. He's brought joy and happiness, not just to the lives of his family and loved ones, which we can expect from people to do, but also into the hearts of so many people. We are praying for Jamie to pull through whatever this complication to this condition is. I just wanted to put this out there to push back on the narrative that Jamie was involved in something seedy or tawdry and it's an OD. And again, we need to normalize, take away the shame from, if it is a mental break, if it is an OD, if it is something, that's fine. But right now, it's looking more and more and more from his delusions. The police it's looking like it might be some type of brain aneurysm. Regardless, Jamie Foxx is loved. He is one of the most sweetest, loving, realest, most respected people in Hollywood. He brought joy into the lives, not just of the people like his children and his family. It's easy to love those people that look just like you, but even into the hearts of strangers. Many people have been comforted from the energy he brings to TV and movies, as well as even the energy he brings into people's life in person. Listen, prayers up to Jamie Foxx. We are hoping that this is something that passes as quickly as possible. But regardless, prayer circles, prayer hands, get your grandma, prayer warriors, get on your knees and do your thing for Brother Foxx. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will talk to you later. Bye.